Hey, it's Marko here from Fair Realty, Victoria, BC. Yet again, I'm talking about the missing middle zoning initiatives. Why am I talking about this? A couple of builders in Victoria have reached out to me in the last 6 months, and they're really struggling to obtain building permits to build such projects. One of them is actually rental townhomes, something we desperately need in the city of Victoria and the province of British Columbia. The frustrating thing is various levels of government, the city of Victoria, the province, they're pitching this missing zoning legislation to people as a positive, something that's going to help address the housing crisis, but they're actually giving false promises to the public because on the back end, if you're informed and you look at the numbers, very, very few of these missing middle properties will actually get built as a result of government bureaucracy. So last year, the province came out with this missing middle legislation. Basically, you can build a fourplex on pretty much any lot. You can build up to a sixplex if you're close to frequent transit. And this is what our housing minister, Ravi, said at that time. The housing crisis has made it harder for growing families looking for more space, seniors looking to downsize, and first-time home buyers who can't find a home that meets their needs and budget. This legislation, referring to the missing middle legislation, strengthens the vibrancy of our communities while building the type of housing that will help address the housing crisis. So they rolled out this to much fanfare, and they're promising people or telling people that this is going to help with the housing crisis. It's 110% false promise if you actually analyze what's going on. So I was going to make a video on why you're not going to get any missing housing built in the city of Victoria, and I had a number of points, but 1/3 through my points, it was already a 37-minute video. So for me to explain why we're not going to see any missing middle being built in Victoria would take approximately 2 to 2.5 hours. No one's going to watch that. So I'm going to piecemeal this one piece by one piece. Today, I'm going to talk about the outrageous civil works or off-site improvements in this example that the city of Victoria is demanding from builders and developers that makes these projects not feasible. So on top of it taking forever, a year or two, to obtain a building permits, having to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on various consultants, professional engineers, etc. I'm going to give you the budget here of a breakdown for a corner lot missing middle project in the city of Victoria. I'm going to post the numbers here on the side of the screen. So let's go through this. City of Victoria water connection fee, $36,500. City of Victoria SD, that is storm and sewer and drain tile connections, $77,500. Soil testing for city side connections. I made a video about this 4 or 5 months ago. This is something that's brand new, $8,000. Builders are telling me it's actually coming in at more, $8,000. On one particular project, someone from the city wanted the sewer connection moved 10 feet, and they're requesting that builder pay for soil sample testing again, even though the sewer pipe's only being moved 10 feet, another $8,000 to $10,000. Curb, gutters, and sidewalks, $195,000. This is not including the consulting costs, which are anywhere from $20,000 to $30,000 for the civil engineering, etc. Let me make this clear. You have to do this as a builder or developer in a corner lot, even if the existing sidewalk, curb and gutters are perfectly fine. So if there's an existing sidewalk that's been there, let's say in Fairfield, Oaklands, Mayfair area for the last 50, 60 years, it hasn't cracked, there's no trip hazards, the city of Victoria is still going to make you rip everything up, install brand new sidewalks, which are going to have the exact same function. While on the city of Victoria website, they talk about building carbon-free, low-carbon emissions. There's a lot of embedded concrete, carbon and concrete, not to mention all the trucking and disposal of the existing sidewalk and road. I mean, absolutely ridiculous. We're in a housing crisis, and you're forcing developers on and builders on missing middle projects to replace all of this. That's kind of crazy. Retaining walls for sidewalks on this particular project, $14,500. Storm retention system, storm pump, $25,500. BC Hydro Underground Service, PMT. $52,500. Road cutting, paving, $52,500. So if you're doing a missing middle project, the city makes you repave the entire road to the midpoint, even if the road is in perfectly fine condition. Civil, pipe materials, labor, machine time, etc., $225,000. So this works out to $708,500 for civil off-site improvements. This has nothing to do with the property being built. This is beyond the property on the city side. Remember what I said at the start of the video. The BC government has most lots as 4plexes, maximum 6plexes. City of Victoria is 6plex. $708,500. That is over $100,000 per townhome unit on a corner lot. Are you kidding me? That is one of the many, many things. As I said, for me to go over everything would take 2 to 2.5 hours. With all this government bureaucracy, we're going to see absolutely nothing getting built, which is fine with me. Nothing will get built. Personally, I have a place to live. I don't really care. But why is the government lying to people, misleading people, giving them false promises of this missing middle nonsense when they know nothing is going to get built? If the government had any common sense, they would say, okay, $195,000 for sidewalks, curbs, and gutters. How about we use some common sense? We send out someone from the city of Victoria with some common sense. They walk those sidewalks, and if there is no trip hazard and those sidewalks are functioning, the builder protects those during construction, and we don't replace completely functioning sidewalks with brand new carbon heavy sidewalks that are going to add to $195,000 to the construction of a missing middle project. I know a lot of you are going to say, oh, greedy builders, developers, blah, blah, blah. You know what's going to happen? No one's going to build anything. So that's great. Builders, developers are not going to get any money. Tradespeople are not going to be employed. People aren't going to get housing. If this townhome project, rental townhome project doesn't go forward, and I know the builder, there's a good chance at this point, the fine line is this thick, it's probably not going to go forward. We're also not going to get rental townhomes into the market. So, and the city of Victoria and other municipalities are not going to increase their tax base. Literally everyone loses out with this BS nonsense. So that's my rant for today. The government is making false promises while buying votes with these false promises, and it's really annoying me. And also, if you're looking to buy something, please buy as soon as you can afford it. The government is not your friend. They're going to make building so expensive, we're not going to have enough construction while the population grows. There's nowhere but prices to go other than up in the long term. The vast majority of people are going to be unfortunately priced out of ever buying anything, and the government's not your friend. You think they're going to help you out by building social housing you can live in? Good luck with that. That's it for this week. Marko, Juras, Fair Realty.